300 rounds of high-explosive anti-aircraft ammunition were screamed into the Atlantic sky at a target that literally could not be killed. It was late 1941, and the crew of the battleship USS New York, BB-34, was vibrating with the kind of raw, jagged paranoia that only follows a disaster like Pearl Harbor. You can feel the electric tension on that deck as they scanned the horizon for German reconnaissance planes or those rumored Japanese balloon bombs. When a brilliant stationary light burned through the twilight, the captain didn't hesitate. He gave the order to open fire on an unidentified high-altitude threat. You might find yourself wondering how an entire crew of trained gunners could miss a target that wasn't even moving. Crew members like Lanson B. Ditto watched as the sky turned into a wall of flak. At first, the gunners set their fuses for 5,000 feet, watching the black puffs of smoke bloom in the air. Nothing. They adjusted to 7,500 feet and finally cranked the fuses to their absolute maximum of 10,000 feet. The more they fired, the more they realized the bursts were appearing nowhere near the light. It was as if they were shooting at a ghost that was mocking the very laws of physics. As you listen to the rhythm of those guns, notice how the fog of war can turn a standard celestial event into a terrifying enemy incursion. The intruder wasn't a secret weapon or a stealth bomber. It was the planet Venus, shining with a deceptive, predatory brightness that happens only a few times a year. The engagement only ended when a navigator finally checked the celestial charts and broke the news to the bridge. They weren't defending the convoy. They were trying to sink a planet that was over 25 million miles away. The USS New York didn't just waste 300 shells that night. They proved that under extreme pressure, the human brain will find a threat even in the beauty of the stars. This piece of naval lore is a terminal signal for any leader. The most dangerous enemy is often the one we create in our own minds. Vigilance is a double-edged sword, and when the denominator of your reality is fear, even a planet can look like a bomber. The guns finally fell silent, leaving the crew to stare at a target that remained perfectly, mockingly still. While the crew laughed it off as a surreal mistake, the data tells a deeper story about how we process information during a crisis. The noise of the conflict was deafening, but the signal from Venus was a cold reminder that the universe doesn't care about our wars. The planet stayed in its orbit, untouched by the 300 rounds, proving that sometimes the best way to handle a threat is to step back and check the map before you pull the trigger.